Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Sorry, my apologies. I need to actually get this down. Hi.
All right. Hello.
Hello.
Nice to see
Hello,
you
everybody.
guys.
So we have Lipwei, we have Ivan Tao, and also
Right.
Lefty on. So say hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello. Oh,
In
I've
that
got
introduction,
the most blank background.
It's fine. All right. So this is Ivan. All right, Ivan. Gonna say hello and tell us a little bit about yourself first.
Hello. Hi, Ivan.
where are you from? How old are you? Are you married?
I'm 34 this year and just
wow.
married. Yeah.
Yay! Congrats.
Thank you.
I'm actually curious about the toys, man, but we'll talk about it later.
Hello.
Right.
Hello.
Okay, and next on the list we have Lipwei.
Lipwei.
Hi, Lipwei.
Hi, Lip.
Hey, hello. How are you guys doing?
Hi, good.
So I'm going to introduce myself.
Yeah.
I'm Lipwei. Same old as Ivan. I think we are both rabbits. So I'm currently work as head of illustration department in the One Penang.
Right.
So I used to be concept artist, illustrator, comic artist, just anything about drawing. Okay. Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Lipwei.
Thank you.
Next
Thank
we
you.
have on the list is the
Mr.
legendary Lefty.
Hello, everybody. To avoid
I
scaring
love you, Lefty.
To avoid scaring you guys, I'm not going to reveal my age. I've been around. I have been in the comics industry for some time, around 20 over years.
Okay.
And I was with Gempa. I was even with the MOY, where they publish Ujang and Apo for a while.
Right.
Then I was working in Singapore for a company that is linked to US comics publication. And then I was working in Shanghai for a Shanghai-based animation and comics company with Tan Heng Huat. And currently, I am working on projects for Penang, little projects here and there nowadays. So I'm pretty much a freelancer. Oh yeah, I also used to teach and provide some course guidelines for the One Academy Penang, where I get to work with Lipwei too. So yeah, that's about.
Yeah, it seems like I mean, as we actually conversed previously, all three of you actually has some link to One Academy anyway. So yeah, welcome to the show. There are some audiences already saying hi. So hi Lim Heng, hi Yong Jie, hi Joel, and yeah, let's get the show started. So do you know what are we going to do today?
Hopefully not speaking in Cantonese. That's one thing.
That's to be determined.
May I just ask? Should I keep my mic on, or I should mute it time to time?
It's up to you. Or if it's actually if it's actually noisy, I can actually control the mic, so no worries. By the way, if you have, do you have a draw cam ready? Because your draw cam is no longer in the no longer in the broadcast center. So maybe something that you need to check on your draw cam is that you need to disable the auto lock function or the screen off function so that it can stay on longer. So what do we have today? So we actually discussed about I mean, prior to this show, we actually talked about we wanted to actually do a tribute to the late David Cross, that was the actor, the body actor for Darth Vader for the original Star Wars trilogy. So what do you have actually in store for us, three of you? So let's start with Ivan. Maybe just do a round clock. just in school, because you guys used to be educator, right? Let's do that.
Oh yeah, actually, Samsung has sponsored a tab here. This tab S7. So was drawing. Actually, I was drawing dark weather, so I cannot show here. So later I will complete it. It's just a very rough time. So I'll complete it and upload on
just zoom it. Can you actually take it out?
Oh yeah. Sorry. It's actually quite good to use this tab. The first time I'm using this.
And special thanks to Samsung Malaysia for loaning this for the show. They have been very generous to actually loan us a tablet. And Ivan is actually will be drawing on it. And next, Lipwei, what do you have from your side?
I'm trying to get connected with my the draw cam again, but I'm actually doing the warm up. So trying to draw Darth Vader.
Okay,
but
with this helmet off.
What I mentioned earlier, I can do the. Previously, we talked about the random sketch thing, which I have done it before. So if there's any special keywords that came up, then I already have all the paper ready, so I can just sketch another one.
Right. Awesome.
So how it actually works? Let me actually just put it again. Is that we will actually take random words. So the audience that is actually tuning this live right now, just put in your random one word. And we will actually pick it up randomly so that we can and Lipwei will actually pick up this keyword.
Connect it with the
drawing.
Yeah.
Right,
I'll try my best.
So the absolutely random, it doesn't necessarily have to be an adjective. It's just one word and that's it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, the challenge is for me to actually try to connect them and try to draw them with the that is what I've been doing last time with my.
I think did we drop the audio there?
Yeah, looks like it.
Right. So okay, let's try and see.
Maybe the Lipwei's cam audio, is it on? So because if it's on, then Lipwei would have like double.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Everything okay?
I'm
not sure whether is it because of my draw cam.
Have you mute your?
Can everyone still hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, we hear you. But your draw cam is actually dark on the screen though. Oh, he just dropped off.
Just dropped off entirely. Right, Lefty, what have you got for us today?
Hello. Sorry.
Okay.
I think
it's like those type of a rapper that you just throw a word at him and then he will rap the whole thing. But
I'm trying to solve the technical problem here. Actually, I don't know why once I connect to the draw cam, then my laptop, the camera doesn't work. The connection maybe. So yeah, where am I just now? I think Lefty helped me to cover up a little bit. Is it?
Okay. Let me rap a bit. Okay. I'm the worst multitasking person, and I'm sure I'm going to screw things up while chatting with you guys and drawing. So I did a cheat now. I'm just going to do a real old-fashioned way of just showing you guys what I have done. I have for me is I am choosing my favorite David Cross Daredevil. Darth Vader.
Okay, that's new news for us.
Darth Vader scene in Star Wars, and this is there are a few scenes that is really classical, and it's this because this is the first time and when I see Darth Vader entering the ship when in episode 4, which is the first scene from episode 4. So to to me, it is still the most mind-blowing scene I have ever seen. For Darth Vader. So what I did was I went to do some research, and then I do a bit of a composition of my drawing.
Right.
And thanks to Stephen Fong, who sent me this blank cover. So happens that I have this Darth Vader blank cover comics, so I'm going to draw on it.
Right.
Let me see. So I did some sketches, refined sketches from there, and then and then my next step is I start sketching on the actual book, and then I start to, after the detailed sketch, I start to put in some ink here and there so that I can continue do it now and without screwing things up. At least I know where to do it and stuff already.
Okay. All right then.
So yeah,
I think Yung just dropped the first word for Lipwei, skateboard.
Okay.
So you can actually start.
Skateboard.
And how about Ivan right now? You actually mentioned that you'll be drawing the Darth Vader, right? So you're completing something that you already formed out.
Yes. I will complete it. I don't think I will complete in this session because
let's see how the progress is. Yeah, no problem.
Oh yeah. Maybe I'll show you later.
Yep, no problem. Yeah, I mean, as this session goes along, if there's any updates, we can just bring it up, show it to the audience. I can actually give you the full focus. Okay. So there are already words that is actually dropping in. First word, skateboard.
Right. And second word is pineapple.
Yeah.
Pineapple.
Second one is pineapple. Yeah.
So I shall draw the Jedi attack with the pineapple, maybe.
Oh, no,
maybe.
Maybe. Then what's the last?
I'm so glad I didn't do this.
Dinosaur. So we've got the third word, which is dinosaur by David.
Wow, dinosaur.
Oh, okay. This one should got chances. I hope that the end up the artwork won't be like disrespectful to the actor itself. But I think it's
for the fun of it. I think
just for the fun, because I think for me he's a great actor and I'm a big fan of the 6th episode of that Star Wars.
Right.
6 only? There's 9.
The latest one I can accept, but not a big fan. Only a fan, maybe.
So it was like I'm not going to acknowledge the other 3. I only acknowledge 6 of them.
Fair enough.
So you're not acknowledging the 1 to 3. Not that
1 to 3. Okay, 6 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6
Oh, 1
from
to 6.
Anakin. Okay. I mean, from the Anakin Skywalker until the how the Luke and the Darth Vader.
Oh, so 7 to 9. You're just ignoring it. Okay, let's do it.
Yeah. For this moment, I don't know about future, but I will try to appreciate it.
Yeah. I think probably for Lipwei and Ivan's generation, they might first experience Star Wars from episode 1.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure. Yes, no. I actually start from 4. I start from 4.
From RTM.
RTM. Yeah, the RTM, the Dunhill blockbuster, is it?
No, I actually watch it from something like DVD.
DVD.
Yeah. VCD, DVD.
I think
we spend ringgit for 3.
Those are the pirated ones.
Near the Asia Cafe there.
Asia Cafe.
Wow, you're pretty specific about
memories, man.
Yeah, we are going very nostalgic about this.
But I don't think everybody knows nobody watches DVDs anymore. I mean, like, the only reason that people get DVDs is only like for collector's edition or to watch dodgy stuff. But I do know everyone's like and
you actually buy DVD where you can leave evidence when you can stream online.
Yeah. Okay. It's getting there then.
Yeah,
Right.
but
now even you give it for free also, no one is buying it. So
well,
Yes.
on this particular topic, I believe that let's start with a common a very normal question that will really pops out if you're a fan of Star Wars, right? Who do you like? Who is your favorite Star Wars character?
Let's start with
Han
Ivan first.
Solo.
Me. I watched Star Wars because of Natalie Portman actually.
Ah, okay, episode 1.
Yeah. And that her husband is who's it called? The Darth Vader, right? Yeah. The handsome guy.
So, but
I think
he's no longer doing work, so. Yeah.
Why?
I mean, don't know, because of Star Wars episode 1 to 3. Don't know.
like those previous Batman actor lah. After they got a job, then Hollywood never call them again.
Yeah, but I do know that because he had anger. Okay, this is a bit of gossip, guys. So yeah. So
Okay.
anyways,
Hollywood gossip. You hear it first from Malaysia.
I forgot why that what his name was, but I did follow like up his thing. Funny thing, like if you guys know the name of Anakin Skywalker's
Hayden.
I think something like Hayden Christensen, is it?
Yeah, Hayden Christensen. Yeah,
something like that.
He had a bit of like his anger issues wasn't just on screen; it was in real life as well. So like he went all diva and all that. So
he went all full dark path.
He went totally to the dark side, and so that's why
never returned.
Never came back.
So there you go, a little bit of Hollywood gossip right there. Right. Just a quick shout out. If you're following us, thank you so much to all the fans that's following for Smurf Part 2. And drop in all if you have any questions, or if you want to send some love to the artist or even to us, we could use it as well. Drop it in over in the comments through Play Exhibitions streaming sites. We are on Facebook and we are also on YouTube as well. And do remember that we do have the giveaway. So make sure that you listen to us, tune in into our sessions, or you can watch them live again. We do have replays happening. So just tune in, listen carefully to any questions that we might ask all the artists, and then make sure you write it down and then fill up the form in our social media page at Play Exhibition, and then submit it. And then just cross fingers and hopefully you might win. And we will announce it on the 11th of December. Right. So let's get this unrolled. Okay. So
let's continue with the question.
Right.
Yeah, let's continue with the question. I think we heard Ivan says that his favorite of Star Wars character is actually Prince Amidala because he's following Natalie Portman, right? So how about Lipwei? Who's your favorite?
Definitely. If talk about character, it would be Anakin Skywalker.
Right.
The young one, the middle-aged one, or the
whole life of him. Because I think I'm not sure about the real intention of George Lucas or the story team, but I think that from episode 1 to 6, if the way he moved from, being pushed into the dark side, being forced. I think that's a very, very nice. Is it called twist? Something like that. Because he's used to be like he's supposed to be the one who bring back the balance.
Bring back the balance of the force.
So at the first he actually went into the dark side, and at the end he actually saved his son. So in a way, I think he still bring back the balance. If we don't talk about 7, 8, 9, episode 7 to 8 to 9. So for me, it's like like a very, very nice twist. I think the fit is like
character growth. You're saying so it's a very nice character growth in terms of a story. Is that what you're saying?
And for me, I think that if I were him, I have no choice as well. I will have to go dark side. I mean, talking about like family, he lose hope, the faith.
Do you like Sam?
Huh? Sorry?
Do you like Sam? I mean, it's always this joke about Anakin not liking Sam. because it gets everywhere.
This one I never thought about it. I need to think.
No, it's actually a quote from episode 1. I mean episode 2, I think, where he actually quoted during all this Bollywood rolling around. Then he was saying that I don't like tattooing. I don't because it has sand. I don't like sand because it gets everywhere. Something like along that line. I always find that very funny. Anyway,
now that you shared to me, I also think it's fun.
Let's ask our friend Lefty, who's your favorite? Who's your favorite Star Wars character?
I think it would be Han Solo.
Han Solo, that's interesting.
Han Solo.
Well, I do agree. Okay. Yes, I mean, I personally like Han Solo. If without Han Solo for 4 to 6, well, I don't think it's an interesting movie anymore.
Okay. Yeah. What's your reason for liking Han Solo?
Yeah, let's ask Lefty about it.
I think it is the same reason why I like Darth Vader, because Han Solo's character is not entirely good, and he is, a good character is someone that we can see his good and bad, or his strength and weaknesses. So I'm not really a fan of like Boy Scout characters. So like Han Solo, he from the beginning he has already said that he is doing this for the money, and then and then you can see the certain part of a good side out of that he has to reluctantly continue to help them. So it gives a very attractive package to this character. And him shot first is quite important too. Killing off Greedo before George Lucas,
before he even shoots him.
So yeah, I like Han Solo quite a lot, and I was of course mainly also the Harrison Ford is the main reason that Han Solo is such a charismatic character.
Yeah, he does actually carries the movie quite a bit.
Yeah.
Wow, this is actually turning into a Star Wars fan session. We should actually do it more promotion at the Star Wars.
We should talk about that side, other side, whatever side, and discuss about that.
The balance is the Force. Is that the what you call the thing with the DNA that determine you have Force sensitive or not?
Yeah, what midichlorian or whatever.
No. Let's not talk about those. Let's talk about Mandalorian. Let's talk about Mandalorian.
Mandalorian, okay.
Hank, what about you? I'm just curious. Why do you like Han Solo yourself?
It's the same. I don't like people that is actually black and white. If you're too evil or you're too good, it's too fake, right? I mean, people has their own. Yeah, people. I mean, a nice character would have struggle. They probably will go out with a certain intention, but ended up doing something else. So people that is actually too noble or too evil, you just make them boring. Just look at Emperor Palpatine. It's so boring that I want to rule the world. I'm so all powerful. I can control everyone. So what? That's not a likable character. We actually look at Darth Vader, that he leads he's the general of sort. I don't all these Star Wars fans don't kill me, right? I do not know the ranking of the Empire, but basically, he's a character that they have constant struggle. He has a son. I mean, the Emperor wants him, but in the end, he decided that he did the right thing. I mean, those are some of the things that is actually.
Yeah. It's just like a typical story tropes as well. I think like at the end of the day, it goes back like the fact that Star Wars have been such an incredibly long franchise. You just want to see some color within the character and the story tropes itself. It's like if it is too blended out too long, like, oh, I'm so bad, oh, I'm such a good girl, then it's sort of like just kills the mood when you're trying to follow a series franchise. And I think this is why for some of us here, us oldies, we can't be bothered with the new one. So Star Wars fans, please do not go after us. This is just, in my humble opinion
So whatever
only.
that we said. So how about Billie? Who's your favorite Star Wars character then?
I'll be
Jar Jar Binks.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a dance for him. No, to be absolutely honest, I am a big fan of Boba Fett. Purely because I love the design. For me, like watching Stars, because I watched it as like a kid. So watching Star Wars I didn't really understand this whole pew pew pew, fantasy kind of thing. Yeah. So I was really actually drawn. It was one of the first films where, I'm watching like sci-fi fantasy. So I was really drawn. That was actually where my love for mecha really started out. Like I love robots, I love machines. And so but for some reason, Jar Jar Binks tengok.
Coming to you.
You still start with Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, no. Yeah, for some reason,
you
Boba
have
Fett
to
was
just
already
let it go.
Let it go.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, I guess that's the main reason why. I mean, same thing like Han Solo. There is something about him that, despite him being all clad up in metal, there's some sort of human part of him. And if you follow the story, I'm not going to go on spoilers, guys. If you follow the story, there's a whole lot of interesting thing that you can check out, and especially with the whole Mandalorian series coming out. So yeah. I'm not no, I mean it's out, but I'm not gonna like spill on it because I've already got a friend yelling at me saying that, please don't tell me stuff. I'm like, okay, I'll shut up.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, there are more fans that's actually coming in. There's some praisers like David Sundra just says that, wow, Lipwei just draw straight to the ink.
Right.
And someone else actually says that, Malaysia Kim Jong-gi, man.
Right.
No. I still have a long way to reach his standard because the way he I think is really, really powerful.
Mm-hmm.
But I think is worth for us to actually try sometime.
Mm-hmm.
So to challenge ourselves with the like whether you can memorize some of the basic stuff, you can identify how all those anatomy, design, blah blah blah, all those things.
Right.
So I think time to time I will actually take this as a challenge to myself and see what kind of things do I lack of, because if I think drawing like this is like putting yourself naked, like your weakness, your strength will definitely show. So yeah, it's like evaluating myself lah. So I actually enjoy doing this a lot.
So you heard it, guys. He's actually drawing it naked.
No, I'm very slow. Because the other cam not working, so if you're saying like this, people will think a little bit more.
No, I'm kidding.
I think I shall just stick with this cam first before I put on my clothes.
And I think we've got a lot of we've got quite a number of fans and artists that's joined in today. We've got Nizam Comic saying steady Lefty Julian. We've got Henry Kwan, we've got Lim, we've got all these familiar names in the community. So thank you so much for coming in.
Let's take some questions as well. So some really sounds like that we will be in this Star Wars mood the whole session there, but it's okay. So what's your favorite?
We should jump to the other topic.
No problem. We have plenty of hours. We still have around 1 hour to actually have a discussion. So what's your favorite Star Wars ship? What do you think that is actually the best design in that world itself?
Star Wars warship.
Favorite ship from Star Wars?
Again, the Millennium Falcon.
It's very old school because it belongs to Han Solo.
Yeah. Or it was initially Lando's ship. So I'm pretty old school about Star Wars because after 4, 5, 6, it just went downhill. 1, 2, 3, I was like a bit sad, but when it comes to 7, 8, 9, I was like, hey, 1, 2, 3 isn't that bad comparing to 7, 8, 9.
No, it's actually everything is actually fits references, right?
Yeah.
So it seems like it's actually downhill. 4, 5, 6 is the best. 1, 2, 3, and then
so yeah, it's all downhill.
Gradually going down.
Yes.
Because even for 4, 5, 6, my favorite is number 5, Empire Strikes Back. Yeah, so number 4 is great. Number 4 is great. Number 5 is like wow, but number 6. Number 6 is okay, but there are Ewoks and all the cutie stuff. I was so,
yeah, a lot of people, a lot of people took offense of the Ewoks, but I don't know. When I watch it, I'm just okay with it. I don't get too emotional about having Ewoks in the Star Wars movie. I mean, to me, it's just something. Yeah, it's relatively cute. But they can be very violent also to the stormtrooper, isn't it?
I know, but it's just like fluffy things. Like, come on, small cute things are usually very wild. And okay, never mind. Let's continue.
I think the thing is because they involve in the final, so-called like the final fight,
final battle. Yeah.
Final battle. So for us, I think. The mood suddenly went into more like not so realistic anymore.
Yeah,
not so happy anymore.
On hand.
It's in order for the Ewoks to be able to defeat those stormtroopers. The stormtroopers all become chat like that, So
like very stupid.
Yeah, because at that time I guess not enough CG and all that to support to make the Ewoks more garang. So the Ewoks are
they are people, they are dwarves in their costume and just running around. Yeah, it looks cute. Or maybe just kids.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm just going to show some progress. I just darkened the Vader. It looks kind of funny, like if Vader's in white, only the head is black.
It's like zebra. So you can actually do a redesign when they reboot the whole franchise.
Yeah, an alternate version.
Oh, Michael Chua, the one that doesn't know Pokemon is here. How about Rogue One and Solo?
Rogue One.
Yeah. Do you like Rogue One?
Yes, I love Rogue One. Is the best among the newer series after 4, 5, 6. Rogue One is really my favorite.
Well, I mean, technically, he's actually the 3.9 or something.
yeah, 3.9. Yeah, it can be 3.9. So, yeah, Rogue One is way better than 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 9. And at least it makes more sense, and it's compact. So
so it's also standalone. You don't waste too much time talking about and also has a good fan service where you really see Darth Vader kicking ass at the last part.
Yeah, that part was like, yeah, that is my second favorite Darth Vader scene. But because it is not by the late
David
Frost, I cannot include that. That was so cool.
And how about Solo?
So now really turn to Star Wars topic already.
Yes.
Yeah, I think like what 35 minutes in, we are still talking about Star Wars, but that's fine, right? Because we're actually paying tribute to David Frost. So in case people that just tune in, we are actually for the topic of drawings for 3 of the artists that's actually in this session, they are actually paying tribute to David Frost, the late Darth Vader body actor. Is that how you call it? The body actor.
I guess so.
There's the voice actor, right? Actor, what's his name? The guy.
James Earl Jones.
Yeah,
the dude in the costume.
I like him in Conan the Barbarian as well. But
Yeah.
Anyway.
So scary, yeah.
I mean, his voice and also move. I mean, what's his name? The Lion King's father.
Lion King's father? Mufasa?
Yeah, yeah.
No,
Is it Mufasa? No, Mufasa.
Mufasa. Mufasa.
What?
Mufasa.
Sorry. I keep remembering him.
Yeah,
Sinbad's
that's
dad.
him. The
It's
deep,
Mufasa,
majestic voice. Yes, the deep, majestic voice. That's right.
Okay. So we've gone on to a little bit of Disney. There's a bit of progress from Star Wars now. Right. So let's get on some of the fans.
Ivan is like, don't know how to cut into this.
Let's talk about a little bit of Christian Bale or motorsports or basketball. Then you can actually
Hot toy.
Hot toys.
Hot toys.
So yeah, before let's switch our channel a little bit in terms of frequency. How's things for you guys during the pandemic? I mean, we are what, 10 months in? Or no? 9 months. Almost 9 months to 10 months in, right?
Yeah.
So what do you feel? Did you get inspiration? Have you got enlightened? And before that, congratulations to Ivan as well. He just got registered, so officially married under the congratulations for that. During the pandemic, during the CMCO. So yeah. So what have you guys been busy during this period of time? So let's start with Lefty this round.
Okay.
It is a good way to let us slow down and rethink of what we are doing. And actually, the whatever MCO, I don't know why are they going to make things so complicated with the RMCO, CMCO, EMCO, and blah blah blah, CO, and MCO. Yeah. It also forced me to slow down and then to relook at my life, and that is quite good in a sense, but it didn't impact me that much because being an artist, I've always been we like most of the artists, we all work from home. We work in a studio, whatever, so we hardly need to go out that much. So what is this? Michael Chua is asking my favorite Pokemon. Sorry, I got distracted because of this strange question.
Yeah, let's continue first.
Okay.
So you've been busy with a community project. I mean, the last time when I actually told you about this event, I think I messaged you when you were actually doing some walkabout at Penang. You were walking out and looking at what Malay houses. So can you actually tell us a little bit on that particular project?
Oh, okay. Yeah, because like during this time, it's also quite difficult for us freelancer because not a lot of jobs and things are being very slow. And then I thought of this is probably the time, like it or not, you should think of some project that you always wanted to do but you don't have time to do.
Right.
So I always wanted to embrace myself into to Georgetown of Penang, where I am staying now. Georgetown is one of the World Heritage Sites for UNESCO, and it has since the British time or even way before that, Georgetown has been a very multicultural, multiracial city. So I wanted to explore it, and then I wanted to do drawing adaptation, be it comic pages, be it illustration, that is to reflect, the actual multicultural environment of Georgetown, or rather Malaysia, which is very unique. I've been around and I noticed that Malaysians' way of living is really something very unique. And instead of the usual government's superficial way of representing the multiracial message, I wanted to do the real multiracial, multicultural cross culture in the city. So I started to plan on this, and then during this time, Cendana, our culture economy organization, they open up for fund application. So I thought I'd give it a shot since I wanted to do this, and it would be great if there is certain financial support, or else I don't have income while doing this, so it would be quite tough. And then I applied for Cendana, and I'm very glad that they see the potential in the project, and they have given me some financial support on it. So I'm working on that as well. And then I'm also collaborate with a culture worker who is a writer, and she is in another project called I Am Home, where we are interviewing locals and ask them about why they see this place as their home, because our country, actually the rakyat has been very tolerant with each other, and very very friendly and helpful. But sadly, the politicians don't like to see us being too united. So there will always be sensitive issue to challenge us. But whenever being challenged, and they tends to like to ask us to balik China, balik India, blah blah blah. So we were like, let's do something. Let's do a topics of I Am Home. This is our home. So we are talking to elderly people, mainly, that why some of them came from China or from India, and some of them have been here for generations, but they could have an option of other places, but why they still want to call this place their home. So I work on this project together with Asmi, another Penang artist who is one of the most hardworking and sincere artists that I have known of. Great guy. So we went through certain areas of Penang where I always wanted to explore as well. Like, Penang and Singapore, there are a lot of similarity. Like, we have our Dhoby Ghaut, and Singapore has Dhoby Ghaut. Except Singapore Dhoby Ghaut is right besides Orchard Road. Well, Penang's
I just know it's a train station.
Yeah, it's a train station. And Penang's Dhoby Ghaut, as you can see from the screen, they are still Dhoby, traditional Indian Dhoby. That they still up until late last year, they are still washing the clothes using the stream, the water from the stream. And because lately there are some flooding, and they couldn't. As you can see, those are uniforms of some nasi kandar shop. Pelita. So yeah, a lot of they do laundry for a lot of shops, restaurants, hotels and mattresses and everything. They wash, and they have their amazing way of drying the clothing, very traditional way. And then you notice that the lines from the lines where they hang the the mattresses and the cloth. They don't even need like those clips that we all have. They just the lines are all what do you call it? Spin in that way that they just click it onto the line. It's quite amazing.
Okay. That's interesting.
And the whole place, it is so hardcore Indian community. Then when we went in, I feel like I'm in India or something. It's so wonderful. It's so amazing. So yeah, because during this time that we don't get to travel anywhere else, so I focus all my energy in Georgetown, in Penang.
That's
or even spot him walking in the street.
Yeah. I was walking around and this car came by, zoom, and then, hey, Lipwei. So yeah, I pretty much walked through all the streets of Georgetown like at least 3 times.
But it's amazing though, like, the pandemic has probably forced us to really get to know your own surroundings, really, get acquainted with your own cultures, what's happening, what's in front of you, because we tend to like think too far ahead. So I guess this is an amazing project that really gets you to really understand our local cultures, understand people better in general. So I think that's just an amazing project that you've got on there. Well done, Lefty.
Thank you. So it's very meaningful to me too. Yeah, I'm very happy in doing this, even though we don't get a full funding for now, but because they can't afford to give us the full funding, but that's enough for me to kickstart the project now, and I'm still working on it now.
Okay.
But what will be your end game? I mean,
the end game, it'll be 2 parts.
Avenger.
You lose the first part and then you win massively the second part, right?
Actually, it's kind of
Watch
like
out forever.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the Infinity War. It will split the 2 parts, I believe, because of the limited of the funding, I could do a certain part of it, and I can, well, because it is one topic, but I would have a few subjects of areas that I would cover. Like say I would see the environment of the wet market, and in the wet market, how multicultural elements is being weaved into it. So that is one subject that I'm going to tackle. And I could also see the culture, the other lifestyle, for instance, like the trishaw of the Uncle Trishaw, and how how they live their life and how they work, and that is another subject. So I could once I have more funding, I could expand my the subjects, but still on the same topic of multicultural and multiracial, because I think we have a lot of mostly negative news most of the time. So I want to. This is not created. You see, I'm just observing, and then I'm just highlighted it that look, this is a wonderful place. This is a wonderful country actually. So this is what I wanted to do.
Michael Chua just injected.
It's going to have all sort of tie-ins, and then
also cameo from Michael Chua, right? Michael Chua going to contribute.
Michael Chua will definitely be in it somehow.
Oh, okay.
He's
on your left, and he flies in.
Michael Chua and his cutie pop style.
Oh, I think there's a bit of a burn on you, Michael Chua, there. Because I do remember when I first knew about Gilamon, and when you guys were having major zombie and Gilamon and the whole works. I met you guys at Annex, and I remember seeing Michael's work so badass.
Yeah.
And it was all these dynamic poses. It's so garang, and then now he's gone soft and cute. So
It's gone a different direction.
Yes, direction. I guess so. Maybe it's an artist space.
Actually, he's soft at the outside but hard in the inside.
Yeah.
There you go.
I think I can joke by this way because since old friend already, old friend.
I mean, Michael's been roasted since yesterday.
Yes, the common roasting person is always Michael. Let's give him some slack. Let's move on. Right. Let's talk about Ivan. So, how are you?
Okay.
Have you? Well, definitely you've been busy. You've been releasing some covers. You've been busy with your studio, with some advertisement, and also some freelancing job, right? So, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
I think he's muted.
Yeah, let me just unmute you. No problem. I can unmute you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. Actually, this year pandemic is a rest for me. I believe it's a rest period for everyone, but for me it's like because I'm facing some health issue, so I was in and off hospital for like 3 surgery, and I was realizing the importance of health. So, and I also in the meantime I also feel that I realized that as Lefty just said, as a multiracial country, actually, I realized that in this COVID-19, right, as the sport, a lot of sport event is actually affected. So, for me, I feel more appreciate because as Lefty said, a lot of sometimes in human society, some things might distract us. But it remind me of one time in I was in Penang working. And at the Mamak store, we are watching badminton. You know, what brings us together? There's a lot of issue, but one is particular, for my opinion, is sport. Because when we are watching badminton, then every race is cheering for our Malaysia team. So I really appreciate sport. And in the old days, people would say like sport, they are just very, they don't really have a lot of value, this kind of things. But for me, I don't agree with this because sport brings us together. You look at the history of Olympic, you look at the history of let's say our country, badminton, always, no matter in what kind of event, as long as badminton or sometimes soccer, and we will sit together. This is not this is a real thing because I like sport a lot. Maybe sometimes even it's like World Cup or it's not even it's our own sport, but we will sit together in a table and me and some Malay uncle, Indian uncle, we will talk about football. So I really respect sport a lot. And if you talk about what is the relationship between sport and art, actually, for me, I like figure a lot. I mean the pose. Even recently, I'm not drawing a lot of poses. I'm more to drawing some female characters. But if you know the history of Frank Frazenda, you know the story of Todd McFarlane, they actually is sport fans. They can draw this kind of very nice gesture because, for example, Todd McFarlane, I think he's a baseball fan.
Baseball
business. That's why he
baseball related business.
His toys business. And Frank Frazenda like baseball as well. That's why you can see his gesture. We are talking about why they can create such a very, very nice pose. But for what I know is they actually love the sport a lot. So in sport, you always twist your body and your gesture into very dynamic poses. So the sport always gives me a value in when I'm come to creating art, and also bring positive to health and unite human race. From my opinion. Yeah.
And there's some well wishers coming in, wishing you to take care and also get well soon. The same goes for Michael, despite
thank you.
He's a constant being roasted, but he's still a very nice person.
We love you, Michael.
Actually, I want to say something about Lipwei, right? Because we're not meeting so many years. He's in Penang, I was in KL. After that, I go back to Johor.
Okay.
So when I was in and out hospital, he is the one who sent me message. He's calling to me and yeah. So it's
now I feel bad. I
no.
didn't call him.
No,
Because
The
he's very
bromance
kind.
is strong.
What is your if you can say about
if you can review your handphone number here.
No. What is your health issue actually, Ivan?
I was actually because
Curious.
I was quite weak when I was in teenager time. Then I was playing a lot of soccer, football. Then after that, I going to college time. I make a decision is that if you want to become good, I will always focus in art. So I didn't really do exercise. And one thing very bad is after that I smoke a lot. I smoke a lot. Like actually smoking more than I drink water.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah. So
control.
Yeah.
After that, we working in advertising industry and a little bit of game industry, and it's very stressful. So always we need OT, this and that, and I didn't really go and do exercise. So I think it affect after 10 years of time, my health is not very strong anymore. So I think it's a problem. But after this 3 surgery, I think slightly better, and recently starts to do some exercise, and it's getting better. So lor.
Yep.
Thank you for mentioning me.
So
friendly mention.
Nicely bring you into a conversation, Lipwei. So
yay.
Tell us a bit about yourself.
I think I need to actually respond back to Ivan a little bit.
Ooh.
Because the bromance.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. No, it's because I used to work with him as a team, and I think by that time he called me as rival, and I think he is good with that because it's like a positive competition.
Right.
But the way I see it is he's one guy that really, like what he mentioned, he really puts in like I think 200% of himself to art. So when I saw his post about the hospital thing, then I tried to connect the dots. Actually, we know that if you work along with, I think games still okay. Animation might be still okay, but advertising firm normally is going to be quite rush, very rush. So last time I used to work with advertising stuff as well. So normally you get the brief maybe late night at about 9 o'clock. Then they were expecting you to hand in stuff maybe next day. The morning, 9 o'clock, something like that, before they went into office to do the presentation at 10. So it's actually very I think the money is quite nice sometimes, but you have no life. So I immediately message him. So I just want to tell him that hey, you should look after yourself. Take good care of it, because I think that you need to go for a long run. So you should really do it slow and steady but I think also I'm quite thankful because he kind of listened, and he called back me and spoke a little bit. Then we chit chat, and I hope he's getting better . So now I see that he getting married, the health get into control. I think everything is much more better .
Yeah. Just take care of yourself, Ivan. I think that
yes. I used to be a guy that is I used to be a guy that is if some of you might not know, some of you might know, I used to be 42 kg, really not a normal guy, underweight and not healthy. So I know how it feels. Yeah.
Lipwei, may I add? Lipwei is like Steve Rogers.
What is that?
Steve Rogers. He's saying that your build is like Steve Rogers. So
Yeah,
God ma.
before and after.
I also want
that actually comes
know how
very
hard.
nicely with Michael Chong's question. Lipwei, are you still muscular now?
Not so. I successfully maintain at about 65 kg.
Right.
And I think okay lah, at least I already gained about 20 plus kg, and I still doing exercise every day. I try because since my son, me and my wife need to take care of my son. So if I can, every day I will spend about 30 minutes or less than that to do like a quick pull up, dips, push up, something like this, something like that. So just to keep myself energetic.
Okay.
And plus, because it works for our back muscle, our arms muscle. So for us as artists, even though I'm teaching right now, I have to sit on the chair and the table. The posture keep remaining the same. So it's good that you actually strengthen your muscle a little bit. So yeah, why suddenly so scientific now? So
because I think
just to keep ourselves active, yeah, healthy, active.
Anatomy, right? So yeah,
Right.
probably.
Yeah. Actually, it helps a lot.
There's also a comment coming from Young Jet saying that both of you, Ivan and Lipwei, you guys are like Goku and Vegeta. So
Vegeta.
Yeah. So who's Vegeta?
Okay. I want to be Steve Roger.
He just raised his hand, so I guess Ivan will be Vegeta
then. I really want to be Steve Roger since Lefty mentioned it, but sadly, it's not that easy.
Yeah, there's also another question from the floor. Ivan, you have a very unique style. Who are your comic artist inspiration?
Oh yeah. Actually I don't really quite a few. First is the Dragon Ball guy, Akira, right?
Akira Toriyama. So for those that's
Dragon Ball guy.
With, for those that's actually unfamiliar with Ivan's style, so I'm just putting some of his art on screen, so you guys can actually take a look at them.
And after that, I read a little bit of Hong Kong comics, so I liked Ma Wing Sing, Ma Rong Chen. Then after that, and before I go to before going to college, I was actually inspired by other than Akira, the very big master. I always read Hong Kong comics, and I realized one of our local artists, which is also one of our mentor, Kin San, Lord Kin San, was working for Germ. So at the time in secondary school, I was like very lack of confidence kind of characters. And I read the comic and say, hey, behind is a few of Malaysian artists actually, and Hoyok and Kin San and some others. So after that, I was telling myself I have a goal, because previously I was wanted to be a football player, but I'm quite sad. So after going to college, I was inspired by Kin San and his mentality. So other than that, Benjamin, the China guy.
Illustrator from China.
Yeah, and one the puppeteer. Last time when was into interest in a little bit in the game art, I was actually inspired by him. But I don't really they're not really doing that kind of things because it's very complicated. But I really respect his style and his passion. And if you talk about comics, I respect Marko Jojovic, the German artist, Six More Vodka, and some fine artists actually is also inspiration. As an artist, actually sometimes you can read some art history, and let's say Michelangelo, he's actually inspiring the US comics, those superhero pose a little bit, and some. There's a photographer in British, I think it's called Planton. Is it called Planton? He's very good in human portrait.
Fine.
Platon, and Jenny Saville, that British painter, fine art painter. That one is very cool also. Their stroke expression is very, very nice. Yeah.
That's good. Yep. So I guess that I should answer David Sundar's question, but we probably can actually share it across for three of you all. I mean, the rest of the two, Lefty, who will be someone that inspire your unique style?
Frank Miller for one. Jack Kirby.
Yeah, speaking of that, I probably can actually pull this out that you share with me.
Yeah,
a Romance of Three Kingdom. Romance of Three Kingdom in the very Jack Kirby style of representation.
Yeah, I did this when I was working in Shanghai, and we have over there are this and it's sort of like comic fiesta, kind of huge convention in Shanghai, and then I thought, there are of course a lot of manga influence art there. So I thought, hey, maybe I should introduce Jack Kirby to the crowd, and in order for them to, in order for it to be easier, I draw Jack Kirby style of the Romance of the Three Kingdom characters, just for the fun of it. But
so it is also a mishmash, right? Where East
yeah.
Yeah.
I like the colors though.
Yeah, Jack Kirby's style is quite amazing. As in, if you are talking about anatomy or strokes and everything, maybe if you break it, we can break it down. It doesn't look that good. So a lot of younger generation, they're like, wow, so ugly this thing. But not many people can draw power. Power.
Correct.
Jack Kirby draws power. So yeah, that's the thing that we are way deeper than just strokes or beautiful actions and
yes, definitely.
So, yeah, that's something I'm still maybe spending the whole lifetime learning,
trying to achieve that.
Yeah.
But I also noticed that some of your artwork focusing a little bit on architecture. You like to draw buildings, especially the old vintage building, right? Where does it actually come from? Is it like you just like architecture as a building, like things that it is?
Actually, I'm afraid of drawing buildings, cars. That's the scariest thing to do. And being an artist, we all need to face all this. So I started off with just forcing myself to do drawing of cars and buildings and stuff. But because I really like old buildings, I really enjoy doing studying or staring at the old buildings, and that's why I thought, well, if I want to learn how to do it, or I want to learn how at least make myself comfortable with drawing, I should start with buildings that I like a lot. So I started to observe and draw old buildings.
Penang.
Yeah, and then Penang, and when I
Penang
was
building.
Penang has got an amazing spread of wonderful old buildings, and when I was in Shanghai, there are also a lot of those buildings in certain corners of the towns where I went whenever I could during the weekends. So actually, we are working on. Actually, we have completed the works of Penang, a collaboration of Penang and Shanghai, where my partner is Fei Giap in this. But we are still waiting for Shanghai side to publish the work because we have already done our part. And what we did was we went to Shanghai. We visited Shanghai's a few key areas, and then we came back and then we adapt what we see. And we invited some Shanghai artists to Penang, and we bring them around, and they do their impression of Penang. So we have done a collaboration in that way, and yeah, hopefully, because publishing in China is not easy, because they have to go through a lot of approval process. So yeah, so we are waiting for that, because we have done drawing already. I'm very glad that I get the chance to work with Wei Yap on this.
That's good. I mean, that's good news, right? Another project we just found out. Lipwei, how about you? What's your inspiration in terms of drawing? Aside from Kim Jong-gi.
Himself. He's inspired by himself.
I think I would always talk highly of you. I mean, whereby
I just can't laugh when I heard him say himself. I actually a big fan of Lefty and Ivan. No, okay. Must that one is definitely a must. Okay, but before I met them, I mean before I went into them, it's actually just now we mentioned the Liao Sanming, Akira.
Oh yeah.
How to say it again? Toriyama. Okay, and Kazuhiro Otomo.
Yes.
And the Akira.
Yep.
The real Akira. Okay.
Both of them actually sets a very high mark for a lot of artists.
Yes. Because the way I think, especially the way they deal with the background. Talking about Dragon Ball, I think he also managed to draw the background quite well. So it's not like he don't care about that. So I think for Kazuhiro Otomo case I watched the animation first. Then after that, I went into the comic.
Manga? Right.
Yeah, the manga. And then I really shocked about how similar is the manga and the animation, because that is not easy. If you want to plan something that is going to be animate, going to be moved, then how accurate you must be when you are drawing it 2D in 2D space. So I really amazed about how they draw. But okay lah, frankly speaking, I don't really like how he draw the character. I mean the face. It's not really nice one. But the overall, the scene, the epic feeling of that scene is really touching me. Then the last one will be Naoki Urasawa, the 20th Century Boy. That one is really. Yes, if you look at some of my old comic, I think some of my friends, they actually mentioned about your character have a little bit of similarity with Naoki's those 20th Century Boy, like big nose, small eyes, very thick lips, something like that lah. So yes, 3 of them actually inspired me a lot. As well as those artists out there, like what I mentioned, like Lefty, Ivan, Kim San, Hoyo, a lots of them, everyone. I actually try to, like Kim Jong-gi, okay, I try to get myself, okay, look into their stuff and try to learn those good stuff from them.
Okay.
Can I share with you guys a story as I share with last time? Me and Lipwei was actually my senior.
One year.
So last time when we was in the college time, he's actually in the morning class. Me and some Lefty partners that Chong Fei Kiap is actually in the afternoon class. So
we in the combined class.
No, combined is a Leo class. So
digital painting.
Yeah, that shit, man. So we are like getting like 80 something is the highest mark. Then when before we come into the class, we look at the mark on the table. Lipwei is always getting 90 something, you know.
And you guys can see the mark.
He submit to, because Alio left it on the table. Maybe he never, not yet.
It's Alio's spot.
No, he want to scare us a bit because of you. You got like 90 something, and some more you submit 2 pieces. I mean, it's like what the fuck.
Extra.
But for digital painting, I think digital painting. I think digital painting for like Fagaf, Ivan, they are more. I think they more familiar with it.
No, you're better.
Now I think I'm not really into. Actually, I'm not really into painting. I think myself is more like a sketch guy, a line guy. So I feel more comfortable when I deal with lines, deal with black and whites, a little bit of tone maybe, but painting stuff I still lack of some confidence there.
No,
so,
you should let off a little bit of confidence. If not, we will die, man.
Try mute Ivan first. No lah, it's okay lah. But I think thankful lah, because I think that era is really like okay, if let's say Ivan mentioned about me, it's not like we keep on mentioning about each other, but is that I think that era it was like junior, senior, we are just one sem difference, and we have combined class, and we always saw each other's work. I think is really like create a very good competitive and positive
healthy competition.
Yeah, a very healthy environment for us to grow for art. Then when it comes to, I mean, Lefty is, let me talk a little bit about Lefty. Lefty is literally the first guy who dragged me into this. Should I use the shit thing?
That's okay. We don't
so drag me into the comic industry because he's the first guy who actually offered me like Lefty, you remember like we work on the like Major Zombie, the Jimi, all those things. He actually offer me to draw those covers for his comic. So right after that, we exchanged idea and we found out that both of us are Penang Lang. So we talk a lot. I mean, although he doesn't want to reveal his age, but obviously he's not the same age as me. But I think I feel like in Penang, if we talk about comic, he's really the best person who I can talk with, about comic, about this kind of passion. And I always tell him that I said I really miss those days that we really draw, like we put our passion on comics, then we just draw comics. I really miss that. For your information, now I'm really like 100% into education now, back to education. So sometimes when hand itchy, then I just draw things,
when you have your art itch that you need to actually draw it for
I cannot tahan.
Yeah.
Sorry. The best therapy.
When I see a good talented guys, I would try to bring him
drag
up.
Him in.
Try to, when I see Lipwei stuff, I was like, I got to do something about it within my ability. So I talked to him, and I like to collaborate with young artists.
Now you say young one, it's not that I say you say young one. You don't review.
Or else my work will get too old. You see, so sometimes it's good to have collaboration with younger generations artists and to freshen up our mind.
This session is so much romance. Just said, really can't say it out loud, so I'm reading it out loud.
It's like long time we didn't chat. This is the best time.
This is like the best.
Yeah, so sad. We have a really good sessions when we work on some of the One Academy's outline of the course, the outline. Right. And every week we would have sessions that we talk about comics and stuff. So that was, and our breakfast session. So those are really fun times.
Either char kway teow or roti canai. The routine is already set. It's either this or that. Yeah.
So that there's only a binary choice. It's easier.
Yeah.
You'll be spending more time talking about the food choice rather than deciding.
Penang is a good place with good food. So yeah, cuti Malaysia to Penang. You know, come, spend here, spend more. Help us, Penang. And we go to the other side, Johor. Then,
before going to Johor, maybe then stop by KL and then Seremban.
Yeah, Seremban.
But yeah, we are actually 3:21 minutes.
Yes.
3 p.m. and 21 minutes. So probably we can actually get into our last part of our thing. Do we have any progress update? Ivan, how's your progress ongoing?
Actually, I was just talking, so
focus on the romance.
I will post later.
Over focus.
Yep. Okay. So again, really very thankful for Samsung Malaysia for actually loaning us this tablet unit that we can actually to draw this live, and Ivan will actually finish off and get it posted. And I think Lefty probably any progress? Oh, more darkness.
The dark side. The dark side.
Underwear.
Oh, okay. So this
I will start putting a little bit the black as well, so that I won't lose too much marks.
So you're still
if you can see the way we draw Ivan, is it how Ivan draw is like it's painted style, so it's all patches and layer of color, whereas mine and Lipwei is all start off with line. So we are lines, and then after lines we decide on where to fill up the black area. Yep. So it's different way of visualizing our idea.
But that is equally interesting when it actually comes to a finished artwork, right? You have the appeal of a painting and also a line work, black and white, but you still can actually probably tell the same story, but with a different approach. I think so.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you get educators on board. It's like the way that, for this session.
Explanation.
It was a lot of explanation. It was a lot of
technical. But
technical.
There's a lot of motive.
I'm not involved in this, right? I'm still very interested. So I'm like a student jotting notes here.
No. And I just love there was one thing that Lefty brought up just now. It's about drawing with a lot of power styles. That I noticed that a lot of students nowadays, they love to draw things pretty. There's even that when you tell them to draw a superhero, and they come up with a girl that looks too soft. She doesn't look like she's a superhero, muscles and stuff like that. So, and that's one thing that's missing with a lot of younger artists, and that there's no strong narrative to the characters that they do, and it's not realistic. It's all just about looking pretty. And even with Ivan's style, that even though he was doing it digitally, you can still feel the aesthetics within it. And for you guys who are doing line artwork, you can still see the dynamics of it, how you play with contrast, the color for your artwork. So it's just interesting that I hope that fans and also young artists that's following can take into the advice, and especially about exercise and staying healthy. Please.
Yeah. Yes, that one.
And we need to go to Penang to eat. So,
sure. Come visit the One Academy Penang as well.
By tomorrow.
Right.
We'll bring you to some trekking routes, and we have good exercise before we go for the food.
Can I just wait at the restaurant?
You have free trainer here. You have the free what do you call 导游叫什么 the tour guide, yeah. Then you have the
Hokkien on me.
Yeah, you can bring you for soccer also. Ivan can take the lead.
Okay.
Don't start with the Hokkien, else I'll end up just like you. Yes, yesterday.
It's okay. I only know Bojo. And now Ivan says tapao. And my, that's all I know.
It's been a fun one. So I think we are about to be finished. Lipwei, can we actually have a look at your final? Did you manage to draw the dinosaur?
I not yet finished, but I managed to put the skateboard in.
Okay.
And I was just
maybe was commenting. Did you actually say, I mean, this is again a Star Wars reference, right? So he has the high ground. Is that a he
I
or
actually
she?
try to think. Yeah, it's a he. And I try to put in Darth Vader.
Right.
So yeah, maybe I will put in the dinosaur later at the back.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
I try to add on a space there, so that maybe the overall spacious is much more established.
Yeah.
So I can put the dinosaur.
I mean, when Lipwei actually suggested this particular idea, he says that he enjoyed the challenge of
really
live and getting some questions, and he said that he want to finish it in 1 hour and 30 minutes. But seems like the dinosaur kills it.
No, the romance.
I think
the romance kills. But I'm okay with that. Actually, I think that it's not about whether you finish or not within this 1 hour plus. It's about how fun it is.
Yes.
And I mean, can be like live. I mean, out of expectation, all the keywords.
Yes.
So it's just fun. It's just fun.
And, random and improvise, and how you can actually react on it. Yongjet is actually reminding you not only the dinosaur, pineapples too. So make sure the pineapple is inside.
Then I have to think. I have to really think about it.
I think
the dinosaur is eating the pineapple at the back.
Chewing it. It's okay. Let me know who came out with all these keywords. Is it all by Yongjae?
No.
One of it is by David, I think.
Sorry.
Let's scroll it up. It'll be David Sundra, Lim Heng, as well as Liu Yongjet. So three of them.
Okay. Yeah, I will remember that. I tried to finish it, and I will see how.
Alan just dropped by to say hi.
Yeah.
Hi,
hello. I will most probably. Hey, hello, Alan. I will most probably actually put in markers as well. So just like normally how I do it with those commission work, line plus a little bit of marker. So yeah, I will try to finish it.
So I see Yiwon Singh has actually volunteered to actually give out some comics, so you can actually claim it from Yiwon.
Okay.
Michael is also saying, I believe that this is the last question. Lipwei, who will you choose between Lefty and Ivan if only one partner in the island?
I will choose Jackie. He knows my answer. Okay, Michael, you will choose. I will rather go with the girls, but not with the guy.
Or maybe he's secretly hoping that he will get chosen. So
Michael was hoping that you would choose him.
Cannot lah, Michael cannot lah. Michael already have. I mean he's not available anymore.
No,
so I'm not going to choose.
He's hinting.
Yeah,
no need to think lah, Michael.
Has not been updated for a while. Maybe he's actually want to actually replace the partner.
I think Michael should just go and think about the Pokemon thing that you guys mentioned.
Okay. I think we can actually.
But thank you, Michael, dropping by.
This on the a high note where you chose Michael Chua.
I think that Lefty will choose Michael Chua, not me.
But really appreciate that three of you actually spending your Sunday afternoon with us. It has been educational and eye-opening. All this romance is actually feeling has this very good feeling of not too competitive among you guys that's actually in the industry, right? So
should I just switch back my camera?
Oh yeah. Switch back to the camera. Just say bye, everyone.
Yeah. Let me just wait. Give me 1 minute.
Yeah.
Thanks, HK, for organizing this, because I'm very impressed that you could do it. It's within 1 year there's 2 events, and there's so many people is involved. It's quite amazing.
Well, to be very honest, if you actually ask me, I didn't plan much. I mean, I did not plan how many will come in. It's just that as it come along, I say, okay, just take in.
Yeah, that's you see the wonderful thing about the wonderful thing about this event is that it is truly very casual. It doesn't give you a very tense feeling when even though you have international guests in here, you have like top artists, top illustrator in the industry coming in, but you, because of your laid back way of doing this, and it's very well organized, and yet we don't feel the tension in the event.
We don't feel stressed at all.
That I actually thank my main day job which is actually just doing all this consulting anyway. So I just learn to actually talk to people, try to understand your backstories, and just so that everyone can actually get to know you more. I think that's the ultimate thing. I may have actually offended one of you. I think Michael Chua is actually, I'm already on Michael Chua's black book. So
is it? Why?
I keep on teasing him. I think it started from yesterday.
Yes.
Okay lah. He's
We
a nice
might
guy.
continue to roast him since already on the blacklist.
No. I should actually watch my mouth. He's getting very powerful. Come on, Michael has been doing so many solo exhibition. Now he's actually in contact with Uniqlo, doing his own collaborative. I think he's getting more powerful.
His art book is selling so well.
Yeah, exactly. Don't play.
I think it's really touching that yesterday he shared about the highest point and the lowest point thing.
Yeah, he's at the peak right now.
Yeah, that one, the lowest point.
Look at that. He's actually learning Pokemon right now. Once he actually learned Pokemon, there's nothing that stops him.
Do this.
He's the master of the universe already.
Yeah, exactly.
Michael, a lot of your students are Pokemon fans, and some of them are animators of Pokemon. So you better help pick up about Pokemon.
Michael, just get used to this.
My favorite Pokemon is called Gilamon.
Very good way to actually tie in your brand. Yes.
Nice.
Okay, so really thank you all you guys.
Thank you for
all the audience that participated.
Thank you, Billie.
Thank you as well to all of you.
So we just online, or we can stay here to chat, three of us.
Let me just end the call first. Just a moment.
Okay, bye guys. See you in the next session.